Come back here. Nothing.
Look at this. Of course. The woman trapped in there. And so you delivered her. They what? And you didn't stop them? You didn't secure the... So they have everything they wanted. And we're left with... by the Divines. This couldn't get much worse. This is more than you and I can handle. Well, of course we do. We're just going to need some help. If they're bold... There are people I've met and worked with. If you can find them... Right to the point, aren't you? I like that. Not like those fools in the Order. We should keep it small. Too many people and we'll draw unwanted attention to ourselves. I think we'll want Serene Gerard. Breton girl, whip smart and good with tinkering. Fascination with the Dwemer. Weapons in particular. Last I knew, she was out in the Reach. Convinced she was about to find the biggest dwarven ruins yet. Might need a little... You'll also want to... Got it in... Last... Bring the two of them back here, and we can get started on coming up with a plan. Keep your eyes open.
You don't look like a... Clinic brings food supplies up to them once every few weeks, when the weather permits it. Other than that, they seem like a quiet lot. Don't really know too much about them. What a boring conversation.
Wait, I know you. There's no mistake. You're a wanted man, and it's time to pay for you. I can make all your problems with the gods go away, but it'll cost you. What do you say? Done. Now, move along, before you get me in trouble.
You there! Hold fast! I've tracked this damned bear for 2 weeks. I'll not let it have any more victims. Ithran needing someone else's help. Never thought I'd hear that. I'm afraid he's a few years too late. I've moved on. I have more important business to it. Besides, he can handle anything alone. Vampires. That... well, tell me more about what's going on. By the 8th. Alright, look. I'll consider it. But I can't just leave this bear to... Once it's dealt with, then perhaps I'll see what Ithran expects of me. Don't know how well I'd have managed by myself. You have my thanks. You've helped me, so I suppose the least I can do is find out what Ithran wants. He's still at that fort near Stendar's beacon, I assume. Of course he did. He's been working on that place for years now. Never lets anyone in. His own little fortress. Well, I guess I'll get to see what he's been up to all this time. I'll meet you there.
you're as good as dead.
You win. I submit. Never should have come. You haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? I saw one the other day. Wouldn't be surprised if it followed me here. Just look around, will you? Isran? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear the last time we spoke that he had no interest in my help. I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. He said some very hurtful things to me before I left. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me... Vampires. Really? Oh, and I suppose now... Well, what are they up to? Well, that's actually something I never would have anticipated. Interesting. I'm not sure what they would do with one. But I'm not... So either I need to find the satchel those mud crabs stole, or I need another gyro from someplace. You wouldn't happen to have one, would... I'm sorry, but I'm not about... I understand. A single gyro would be enough, I think. Believe me, this is useful stuff. What would mud... I understand. A single gyro would be enough, I think. Believe me. Thank you. It's not much, but this will help a great... Now, where is it Isran expects me to go? Ah, I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as... Can. See you there.
Alright, Isran. You've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful. So, welcome to Fort Dawnguard. I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And they have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
Hope you're getting along with Isran. It takes some getting used to.
I knew it would come to this one day. Serene needs help with her project. Speak with Gunmar. He has something for you. Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep. There's only one. When it comes to I've lasted this long because I don't take chances. I cover my tracks and I keep my eyes open. Only what I've heard. Back in the second, wound up turning into a Their job was to keep the Jarl's son contained within. They took it seriously and served honorably.
You probably weren't expecting to see me
Vampire
again.
showed up while you were away. I'm guessing it's the one you found in Dim Hollow Crypt. Says it's got something really important to say to you. So let's hear it.
You probably weren't expecting to see me. I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen, before your friend here loses his patience. It's about me, and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me. The reason I had it, and why I was down there. It all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it. It's pointless and vague, like all prophecies. The part he latched onto said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. That's what he's after. He wants to control the sun. Have vampires control the world. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll. I did, but something about you makes me think I can trust you. I hope I'm not. Well, let's move then. I'm nothing if not persuasive.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now tell me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now? Set my hatred aside? Not a chance. You'd better know what It can stay for now. But if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it. You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it. Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Keepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. Well, back before the wizards know about all... Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit. That's a long story. I guess we kind of have to go way back, to the very beginning. Do you know where vampirism came from? Exactly. The first vampire came from Molag Bal. She was not a willing subject, but she was still the first. Molag Bal is a powerful Daedric lord, and his will is made reality. For those willing to subjugate themselves, he will still bestow the gift, but they must be powerful in their own right before earning his trust. The ceremony was degrading. Let's not revisit that. But we all took part in it. Not really wholesome family activity, but I guess it's something you do when you give yourselves to a Daedric lord. Well, you've met most of us. My father's not exactly the most stable, and eventually he drove my mother crazy with him. And it all ended with me being locked underground for who knows how long. It's definitely been a bad thing, on the whole. A cure? Why even think of it that way? I can't think of any reason I'd want to lose this gift, especially after what I did to get it. It may have driven my family apart, but I'm still here, and I'm alive. I won't give this up.
Need a ride? It's one of them Imperial scholars, right? Might be. I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by out here. Can't help you, friend. I might remember better if my
Oh, yes. I remember your Moth Priest now.
He wanted me to take him out to Dragonbridge, but I told him it ain't one of my stops.
See ya.